What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Down to Be Outdoors. In this episode, we're going to be targeting snook. We're going to do it a couple different ways. We're going to fish them with live bait. Years prior, whenever we get a hard southeast wind here on the east coast of Florida, we get a lot of sargassum weed. And I was tarpon fishing probably 3 or 4 days before I shot this video, and I was noticing on the edges of the sargassum weed, every once in a while you would see a big tailing snook. And when I say tailing, almost like a redfish, you could see their back, their tail just sticking out of the water. And most of them were big fish. So the start of this video is going to be me pitching little live sand perch at them and basically sight fishing them like you would a redfish on the flats. Kind of guessing where their nose would be compared to their tail and trying to put that bait right in front of them. Due to all the seaweed, you couldn't fish an artificial. I tried to pull plastics across them, just wouldn't work. So the live bait ended up working, so it's just a little trick, you know, you want to keep that in your arsenal. So this day I brought down some bait, and we did a little bit of sight fishing. I ended up going 1 for 2. I had a really big fish, and unfortunately she ate, and I was using a very small 2.0 J hook, owner J hook, and when she took off, I don't know what happened. I just didn't get her hooked, but it definitely worked. As you'll see, I'll show you the fish I caught, which definitely wasn't a slouch of a fish. I'd say it's probably in that 32-inch range. It was a nice big fat healthy fish. So we're going to start off with that fish. Also caught a, you get some bycatch. And then the very next day, had a little bit of time after work, so I threw on the GoPro and we just walked the inlet and pitching big swim baits. I like to fish, use Zerg crystal minnows and big swim baits right up tight against the rocks, because those fish will sit there, especially on the ingoing and outgoing tides. Slack tide, it can be a little difficult to get a bite, but if the water's moving, you generally can do pretty good. So we're gonna get in this video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll be back after the video. We got one on something. First fish of the day on the live bait. Fighting kind of like a jack. It ain't jumped. I don't know what the heck this is. Definitely fighting like a big, I'm not gonna say big, but nice jack or something. That's what it's gonna be. Jack or Val. This thing ain't wanting to give up. It's not even that big of a jack. Not a bad fish though. Definitely not a bad jack.
Pop that hook out. Not a bad jack. Go ahead and let him go. And away he goes. Nice big beach snook. Nice big one. Got a light leader here, so I gotta play him out. So much freaking seaweed. Let's see if I can't wear this fish down without him fraying me off on this light leader. Come on up here, big girl. There we go. The sight fishing worked. Whew. About time. About time. That is a freaking chunk of a fish. Little side comparison right there. There's my size 13 foot. Good fish. Nice big old fat fish. It's a nice one. Get her back in the water. How she can swim. It's a big fish. Away she goes. First little snook of the day. Thanks, bud. Yeah. Well, finally got something to eat the NLB in. Definitely not a monster, but better than getting skunked.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed that video. You know, that was a pretty neat experience. You know, I've seen it a couple times, but I had never come prepared. In this video, I came prepared with the live baits. It's something that I'm going to continue to do, and I recommend you guys do, is keep at least a little bucket with an aerator, you know, and a net. Any bait really would have worked there. A white bait, as far as a sardine, a threadfin, a little finger mullet, just anything that lively enough to get it in front of them. And the key though that I recognized that day, the key was to get it in front of their face. I seen probably 4 or 5 fish that day, all tailing, all sitting in that sargassum weed, and managed to get 2 bites. Both my bites literally landed right on their head. If it was a little to the left, a little to the right, a little too far out in front, those fish couldn't see the bait. So you really had to make a good precision cast, and it ended up paying off. So, you know, I've talked about the NLBNs, ended up catching a little fish the very next day. Didn't fish very long, kind of just walked the jetty real quick, made a few casts, ended up catching a fish. So, you know, I recommend them. I mean, that's all I can say. The last video I caught tarpon. Probably, you know, I've jumped numerous tarpon off this year on them. They're a good bait. And someone who wants to, you know, fish for snook around jetties or the beach, something I'd recommend. You know, you can't beat a live croaker. If the situation's right, the water's clean, you can get croakers. I mean, those big fish coming down the trough, they're going to eat a croaker. But, you know, fishing around structure, if you want to cover some ground, definitely check those NLBNs out. But until next time, this is going to be the end of another episode. I hope you guys are enjoying them. This is Down to Be Outdoors, and I'll catch you guys later.